Sibling rivalry is nothing strange to my household. Me and my brother used to fight all the time. I got one grade on a test, he got a better one. I went on a field trip, he went on a more expensive one. He started doing wheelies on his bike, I cut his brake cables. We had to move away after that. We don't really speak of it. But nothing we did ever rivaled anything as epic as today's game. Let's play Feud, released by Bulldog in 1987. In Feud, you take control of this guy. His name is Leoric. He's a level 27 lawful good wizard with a variety of useless spells at his disposal. Your arch nemesis is this guy. His name is Leonoric, and he's a level 43 chaotic neutral wizard with access to the same spells as you, only slightly modified so they're actually useful. He's also your own twin brother for what that's worth. Given the title of the game, and my hilariously incriminatory intro, you probably won't be surprised to learn that the two brothers are fighting. Quite what they're fighting over, I really don't know. It's not through a lack of trying, mind you, but because the game's manual said so. Something like, we don't remember why they are fighting, they just are. Which is actually a wonderful tip for all you budding writers out there. If your characters don't remember something, it never happened. Just like in Lost. Regardless as to why the brothers are fighting, the fact remains that they are. And it's not the Ray Combs name something you take on a picnic kind of family feud neither. This is the old school Magic style showdown. And it's not the he shoots, he scores 2 points to the Lakers kind of magic neither. It's the Rozan Cabal, lightning bolts and fireball kind. So, with the players and the plot introduced, we now turn to purpose. Assuming control of the younger twin, your task is to prepare various spells and then launch them at your brother. The first sibling to commit full-fledged fratricide is declared the winner. Quite what they win exactly is a mystery to me. Presumably they get to take control of the in-game world, which would probably mean something had they not destroyed most of it in the process of winning the feud. Crafting your spells is no easy feat. In order to demonstrate, we'll take this spell, Teleport! In order to cast it, we first need to find the two components listed in the spellbook, Dandelion and Burdock. Every spell in the game requires two elements. I just picked Dandelion and Burdock because it's one of my favourite drinks. But hey, if they had a Mountain Dew or a root beer spell, I would be all over that instead. Because Mountain Dew is a mighty elixir, and I attribute the fact that I have a degree to the fact I imported 2 crates of the caffeine goodness before I began. But I digress. Our first task is to find the spell components. We do this by roaming Little Dulford. That's the name of the village the game takes place in, Little Dulford. We roam the village and pick the herbs that we find growing here and about. Regrettably, this presents the game's biggest problem. Actually finding the 2 required components for any given spell is all kinds of difficult. But let's, hypothetically, say we found the required components. If we had, we'd take them to our cauldron, a task that's just as hard as finding the herbs, since you need to make the same journey, but backwards. And when we're at the cauldron, we mix the 2 herbs together. Then, we have to find our brother using the compass in the bottom right of the screen, and with Gandalf the palette swap in our sights, we unleash 8-bit hell. With that said, not all of the spells involve flinging magical shenanigans at your older brother. No sir. Some spells involve you buffing your stats, and some involve turning the scenery or villagers into monsters to do your bidding. Again though, this assumes you'll find the components for the spells and be able to mix them up at your place before your brother kills you with fire. Which you won't. Worst of all, the fact that it's hard to mix up the spells is not the game's biggest fault. No. The biggest fault is that Leonoric is apparently equipped with the Ring of Reagents, so he doesn't need to find any components for his spells, he can just start firing them as soon as he goes. Heaven help you if you cross paths with him before you're ready, because you gon' die. Quicker than usual at any rate. Now, okay, I know you're supposed to be the underdog who rises up and beats his tormentor, and I know you're supposed to root for the underdog in the movies and all of that stuff, but there's a reason why the underdog is the underdog. They are outmatched, outgunned, and outclassed in every conceivable way. They are the weaker of the 2 available options, and thus have no chance of winning. And it's no different in this case. You're playing Rincewind, going up against freaking Merlin or something. Not even a jive-talking sidekick voiced by Eddie Murphy's gonna save you, you're so outclassed. And, you see, that's a shame, because I want to like Feud. I really, really want to like Feud. I like the idea of mixing up your own special powers. I like the idea of turning scenery and NPCs into loyal minions. I like the idea of ethereal fratricide with the power to quash all who question me. That's partly why I like Bioshock so much. But the fact that it's so damn hard to do anything makes me stop liking the game. Oh, and there's also a hedge maze which takes advantage of the CPC's lack of scrolling capabilities, thus effectively rendering the walls and dead ends invisible. That stops me from liking the game too. So overall, I'd give Feud 10 out of 10 for effort and intent, but minus several million for execution. It's a fine example of just how innovative some CPC games could be when Amsoft wasn't making them, but it's so hard to get anything done that you may as well not bother. And with that, I'm done. So until next time, goodbye.